People think like, oh, they need to have all this figured out at 22. Like I did not. I just like arrived at this full steam ahead, living my truth and doing my thing. And I think more millennials would be happier today if they almost like kind of did the same thing instead of falling back on other people to make their future for them. Goal setting on there has always just been each month to do better than the last month. Getting yourself set up as the expert first, and then the dollars will come.
Hi, and welcome to the HackCess Show. It's the place where you can find life hacks on how to become the best version of yourself and achieve your goals. We show you how to walk the talk from successful people. And today we're joined by Alex here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. Excited to chat.
Yeah, us too. So you want to give us a quick overview of what you do, just for the viewers?
Sure. I'm a freelance writer, mainly on Fiverr.com, which is an Israeli freelancing platform. A lot of people have probably heard of it. And I've been freelancing on there for 6 years now. When I started 6 years ago, I had no idea it would kind of blow up into the business it has become. But you can catch me writing blogs, ebooks, website content, all that good stuff every day.
Awesome. And just it seems to be like a big part of your life now. So how do you balance your personal and professional life? Does it take like 80% of your life, or?
I would say so, but I like that. I've definitely always been someone who likes to work, and I would say like find identity in being an entrepreneur and being busy. So I don't really find too much of an issue with it, but I'm not a crazy person. I still unplug at like dinner time onward every night. I'm not taking calls until 11 p.m. So I think yeah, I would say it's about like 75-25 is how I do it.
Okay.
And can I ask you, how do you schedule that time? Because, as a freelance writer, you're completely in control of your time schedule.
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say so on Fiverr, there are timers every time someone books an order from you, but you kind of have control of those timers. If someone private messages you for an order, you can create a longer timer, or you can also extend a current order. So I do a lot of those, tactics leading up to the weekend to give myself at least Saturday afternoon and Sunday off. And it's taken me a while to like figure out how to do that. But I mean, I've been doing this for 6 years now, and I do a bunch of other things besides freelance writing. So I can't say it's all me at this point. I have a team of 3 other guys that I work with now that are also helping me with different things that I used to just do all by myself, because that's the next logical step, I think, in any business.
Branching out is important, I think. And
yeah.
How do you kind of get that energy to branch out and to tell people, hey, I need help with this? How do you, let's say, put yourself in a position to be helped? Are there any rituals that you do to do something like that?
No, I feel like there should be. It's almost like I hit a point of too much. I'm overwhelmed. I cannot do it all by myself anymore. So it's always at the point of desperation, and I definitely drag my feet with it. I'm slow to add people in. I guess, I don't know, like a classic business person, I'm a little distrusting at first, just that like people aren't going to have the same work ethic as me or whatever. So there are no rituals. It's just almost a like point of desperation each time when it happens, but working on that. I would like to not have to hit that point each time. Expand. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
And did you think your vision of success changed from the beginning when you first started? Maybe you didn't expect to like Fiverr to grow as big as it is now?
Oh, absolutely. When I started doing this at 21, my goal was just to make my rent. That was it.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do. Like at 21, I wasn't thinking like, oh, I want to take over the world. No, I just wanted to make my rent, buy a new shirt here and there. That's it. And once this started to take off and I started to see the potential of it, my goals, my measurement of success, everything has changed. Because I never thought I would be making the money I'm making, which has then given me the opportunity to do a bunch of other things now, like all these doors keep unlocking.
Yeah.
So my goals are, much bigger now. Like I, want to have my own book and be an author, and I'd love to still make Forbes 30 under 30 and like all these different things now that I did not think for myself at 21 at all.
So do you still allocate a lot of time to Fiverr, or you try to branch out a little bit more every day?
I definitely am branching out more than I used to, although not as much as I would like to. So my plan for 2021 is to really get a structure in place where I only have to do like 2-3 hours a day on Fiverr, because I would still say it hovers around like the 6-hour mark, which is definitely fine because I work, I like to work like 9-10 hours a day. So it leaves me with a nice 3-4 hours to do other things. But I definitely would still like, each couple months I'm scaling it back slowly how much time I'm putting into it. But it's given me all these platforms I have today now, like TikTok, Instagram, all these like crazy social media things that have come from it. So I'm also like careful not to like wish it away either, because it's a big part of like everything that I have right now.
Yeah, you can just lose like everything you build it just to go chase a wild dream.
Exactly. I feel like that happens to a lot of people too. Like they get big fast or whatever, and then they're like, oh, I don't need this. And then it comes back to haunt them.
Yeah, they're gone. So do you schedule maybe daily goals for each platform, or how does it work?
I wouldn't say I do daily goals. I definitely do monthly to like quarterly goals. So my goals on Fiverr, like the only thing I'm competing with is how much money I make each month. I have the analytics of it, and that's really it. So my goals on Fiverr every month are always to try and see if I can like hit my biggest month. That's really all I can do on there. I'm an anonymous provider, so I can't take people off or anything. And that's kind of like the boredom that's set in a little bit for me. Is like, okay, that's cool, and like money's cool and stuff, but like what's next? So that's really the only goals I can set on Fiverr. But in everything else, I constantly, like when I hit a new goal, I come up with a next one. So like my goal this year was to get verified on Instagram, and happened in August. And I was like, wow, this is awesome. Okay, what do I want to do next? And then I like, okay. And then I go a few weeks and then I come up with the next thing. They're usually like goals that I can achieve in a year. I feel like that's how I like measure my goals. I don't know.
Yeah. And how do you set those goals? Is there like an ultimate goal that kind of guides the little steps that you set for yourself?
I don't, that's funny. I guess I just like go along with logical things to me that I would want next. So, this year I wanted to hit making 1 million on Fiverr, and I wanted to get Instagram verification just because it just made sense to me and what I'm doing. Okay, did both of those things. Next, I'd love to be Forbes 30 under 30s. I'm gonna be 28, so I'm running out of time. Would love to get into like higher end writing, writing on Forbes and Entrepreneur Magazine. It's always just kind of like, I guess I just follow the next logical step to things. My own personal goals that I've had my whole life, like to own an animal sanctuary or something like that, are all things I feel like I won't really do until I'm older. So my like happy, make the world a better place goals, I kind of am just like waiting to get to once I like, I don't know, crunch it now or whatever.
And yeah, you spoke about Forbes, and I felt honored and happy to read the article about you in it. And I read that at 22 you quit your job and you decided to do this. And how much of that was a leap of faith, and how much of it was planned? Can I ask you that?
I would say none of it was planned. And I'm a planner. If you ask anyone who knows me, when I go traveling, I'm like a crazy person with the planning. So it was really not like me to do that. And it's really not like me to quit things. Like here I am 6 years later on Fiverr. Like I clearly don't quit things. So that job was so bad for me and so bad for my spirit and my soul, and like just such messed up things that I had no choice. And I'm obviously really happy that it happened that way, but no, I had no plan. So if people think like, oh, they need to have all this figured out at 22, like I did not. I just like arrived at this full steam ahead. Totally not planned. Yeah.
So you didn't have any plan B or anything like this? You just went for it?
Yeah, I didn't even know. Like, I just knew that day I could not go back into that job. I knew I could not do it. And I had some background in writing and everything. So I went home and just, I guess I'm like a very practical person. I was like, okay, I know how to write press releases. What can I do with this right now? Because like, I just quit a job. So like, what am I going to do? So just the logical part of my brain was like, well, I guess I could sell my writing to people who will buy it. And that's how like this plan B came about. Kind of just always, I'm just always very like practical with things. Yeah.
And do you have a guide or someone like a mentor, someone who helps you when you yourself can't figure out how to do it?
I mean, I guess I've always been like inspired by my mom. My mom was like a serial entrepreneur, so I always watched her. But she used to laugh because when I was like in fourth grade and I would ask her math questions, she would be like, okay, at this point you have surpassed what I can help you with. And actually her commitment to not helping me with things, I think is what made me who I am today. So I'll call her up all the time for advice or, whatever, but it's really just me over here, living my truth and doing my thing. And I think more millennials would be happier today if they almost like kind of did the same thing instead of falling back on other people to make their future for them.
And you talked about milestones earlier to hit on Fiverr. And do you think what's your vision on numbers and quality? Because I feel like there is this whole talk about not focusing on numbers too much, like Instagram and followers and subscribers like that. Just focus on putting out good content. And do you try to not focus on numbers, or how do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, like I always, with each order, like you have to focus on the client, or the numbers won't come. So yeah, like I feel like, it goes like customer service, quality of content, and then the numbers. But at the end of the day, it's weird because the only thing you can measure from all of it is the numbers.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird like combo of both of them. But or like reviews on there, those are numbers. But like that's the most important thing. And I did know that early on starting out, that if I wanted to scale this, I should focus more on these reviews than I should the money. And that's what I was trying to advise people today. Like, don't chase the dollar on there. You need to chase, getting yourself set up as the expert first, and then the dollars will come.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't, they'll flip it in their head and they'll go, no, money, I want to get money. I'm like, no. You have to put everything else into it, and then the money will come. But you have to
exactly.
Be patient. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you set like unrealistic goals, it's just going to be depressing, like if you're like, oh, I want to hit like 1 million followers, and you're at like 10, it's going to be
yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, my like goal setting on there has always just been each month to do better than the last month. It's never been like, oh, I want to go from earning 2,000 to 200,000 next month.
Yeah.
Like, no, I want to earn 3,000. Okay. I want to try and earn 4,000. Like, it's always been like very like baby steps.
Yeah, I think it's good too, because it's things you can control. So if like just having followers is out of your control. So just if you try to do better than the last month, it's going to be way better. And do you how do you grow on a daily basis? Do you keep on learning stuff outside? How does it work?
Yeah, I would definitely say like self-education and learning nonstop is so important for anything. I think like one on Fiverr, like one of the reasons I've done well on there is I still like constantly research my competition, which I consider like a form of learning in a way.
Yeah.
So I've never become like complacent. And I feel like that's the same in any industry. Like if any brand just decides to stop caring about their competitors are going to creep up on them in anything. So I think, like learning every day is a huge part of all of this. And like doing my own due diligence on the side just to check out like what's the latest. Like, I like to know, like with social media marketing, like Twitter released Fleets, like it's fleeting content portal, whatever, or new apps. I like downloaded Rizzle, and like I'm definitely always like, oh, this is new. I tried to adopt a mindset where like new and change, I don't see it negatively. I'm like, okay, cool. Because some people will see change and be like, oh, like, oh
yeah.
God. Yeah. And I'm like, don't see it negatively. It's more opportunity. I don't know, that sounds cliche, but
yeah, no, definitely. I really get that. And but as a freelance writer, do you sometimes feel the need to take breaks, and do you allow yourself to, or do you think that it's all about just hard work all the time?
I would say I do a little bit of both. Occasionally when there's something going on in my life where I just know that sorry, that's my cat, by the way, if you can hear me now, I'm so sorry. There's she's yelling at me as my door's closed. Okay. I do a mixture of both. If I know I'm having a day where I'm just like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to write today, if like someone's died or like something terrible has gone down, then I will absolutely like give myself that moment. But it has to be a really extenuating circumstance. Otherwise, I really don't take breaks with any of it. And I don't really get writer's block because it's like creative what I do, but it's not that creative because the client says to me, okay, here's my business. Here are the competitors. like basically it's very research based. So I don't really come up with writer's block because I'm not coming up with like a character in a
Yeah.
far off land, like that would probably fry my brain. Um, having to deliver that constantly, but instead I'm just researching. I'm doing what nobody else wants to do. It's almost kind of like dirty work. Like nobody wants to look up the stats to put into their blog. Like it sounds terrible to them, so they're like, I'll just pay this girl to do it, and I'm just over here like, I'm happy to do it, and I get to learn along the way too. I learn about so many random things every day.
Yeah, that's great, just staying in that flow and things. But
Yeah.
do you find yourself, well, even if you don't need to take those breaks, do you still meditate or do sports or anything like that to kind of?
Oh yeah, okay, for sure. I work out every single day. I think it's like so important. Obviously like for your, physical body and everything, but I also definitely feel it like charge my brain up. I can like feel it. Like when I leave the gym and come back to work, I just feel more inspired. I feel energetic. I feel all of the like benefits of it. And if I can't go work out, I'll go like walk like 3 or 4 miles every day because I definitely, my body's just like happier if I move around. So yeah, I definitely build that into it. I build like little micro breaks. Like if I finish an ebook, I give myself 30 minutes maybe to like take some pictures. It's like one of my hobbies that I like to do, or anything like that. Yeah, no, I definitely like build in time for my health. I think is important. Because I didn't the first few years doing this. I was just like 12 hours a day, every day, totally ignoring my body, my health, everything. And then around like the 3 year mark, I could kind of feel my body being like, okay, like you can't keep doing this to me because I'm not going to help you, keep making your money here. Like you have to pay attention to me. So I definitely, yes, I put more time into my body. And then I don't really meditate. I'm more so like I read like Christian stuff at night or whatever, like or prayer. I call it prayer, I guess. Yeah. But no, I'm definitely like very spiritual. I think most people who are entrepreneurs I've found are spiritual.
Yeah, I think it's a journey as an entrepreneur. So you
Yeah.
gotta work on yourself too. It's you
Yeah,
gotta learn about psychology and working out and everything like that for sure.
for sure. For sure.
Yeah, and so what do you think are like good requirements to make a like successful freelancer?
Okay. Let's see. People always ask me this.
Really?
Uh, yeah, no, on all like my TikToks. And it's hard to answer like intangible things sometimes. So I would say, okay, if you're gonna be good at freelancing, you need to be, focused, determined, self-confident for when people are going to be mean to you for no reason. You cannot take it personally. That's so important. Like you almost have to be unemotional, I think,
Yeah.
to not take things personally, to not flip out back at people. Like if your emotions are doing this, it's never going to work because a huge part of it is customer service. So the biggest thing I would say is like keeping your own, whatever your complex is out of it.
Yeah.
So being focused, determined, unemotional, and just like confident. Even if fake it till you make it. Like even if you don't think you deserve to be confident, imposter syndrome, like we've all been there. Just keep positive self-talking to
Yeah.
yourself, because if you're all alone at home doing this, which I am, like there's nobody sitting next to you to be like, no, it was a really good press release that you wrote. You're just all alone going like, oh my god, did I just write a terrible press release? Are they right? And you have to like take that second guessing emotionalism out of it and be like, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way, whatever, and like
Yeah.
go make some coffee. It's not a big deal. That's important, very very important with this.
And can I ask you, what was the first step in kind of building that filter, that kind of mental filter to get those negative thoughts out of your brain and just focus on that positive?
Yeah, I would say it was a string of just like really messed up buyers saying really messed up things to me. The most scarring moment I had, I think it was it was my first year into this. It was at the end, and I was working with this older gentleman in Florida. I think he was like in his 50s or 60s. And I had done a few orders for him and he was very happy with them. And I was pumped. I'm like, oh, I have this reoccurring buyer. This is awesome. And then I wrote like a fourth press release for him. I don't know if he like didn't take his meds one day or what happened, but I signed on to Fiverr and he flipped out at me, flipped like essay after essay after essay. How I have no business doing this as a 22-year-old. He should have known better looking at me, like a pretty face can't also write. And like all this such messed up stuff that like, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt me like it did. And I was young. I was like, what am I doing? Is he writing? He's like, you have no business selling your writing. It was just horrible. And I had like trusted this guy and we had done work together and I'd like considered him like a, business friend. Um, so it was like that moment. That's when I was like thinking of possibly quitting doing this because I was like, I don't know if I can do this. And a day or another day went by and I just like kind of heard myself being like, you know what, screw this guy,
Yeah.
literally screw this guy. I'm going to keep doing this. And then each time you get past one of those people, you literally like get stronger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are there kind of the opposite of those moments when you're like, oh, this is why I do this, like those kind of, fulfilling moments?
Yeah, no, I've actually had more of those in the last year than ever before because I've started to like share my journey on TikTok with people and it kind of like blew up and I was like, wow, I didn't know people wanted to hear about this. Um, and it turns out a lot of people want to hear about it. Now people will send me these messages that like literally make me want to cry. They're unbelievable. They'll just say, I'm in South Africa and because of you, I can feed my kids. Or, you showed me how I can take my family out of poverty. I'm in the Philippines. It's just like, I'm just sitting here like, what the heck? Like, this is so much bigger beyond me now. And I see on all my posts and stuff, like everyone's interacting with each other and this like little community world has been born from it. And watching all that is like incredibly amazing and makes me want to like transition more into a coaching role, I guess, now next year or so. If it appears I can help people more with
Yeah,
this type of stuff than I had thought. So yeah, this year it's been crazy to see that.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
well,
really awesome.
yeah, we can tell you it's really inspirational to us as well. Just seeing
Yeah.
your journey and how this all happened. And do you have like an idea of maybe even a legacy that you want to leave behind? Because you spoke about writing a book, right? And to me, that's like just eternalizing
Yeah.
ethic and all that. Is there something like
Yeah.
that you want to leave behind?
It's like I guess I sit here and I'm every day I'm like I come from the like nobody really cares about what anyone else is doing and I always try and explain that to like my friends sometimes who don't really get that. But I'm like I guess people want to hear about this. So I'm a writer, it only makes sense I should write a book, right? I mean, I have 18 different books I want to write. I love like psychology, philosophy, I'm into all that stuff. So I want to write a book about my life that I think could help people. I want to write about, mindset stuff, how you can become a freelancer, being a remote worker. I feel like there's so many things I want to share in book format. I have a bunch of ebooks, so it's not the same thing. I want to write like a book.
Yeah.
I would love to write one or even two next year. Yeah, I would love to do that. I'm 27 now. I definitely always figured by 30 I probably won't be involved with freelance writing directly anymore. I'll probably be doing other stuff. I don't know, maybe I'll own a freelancing platform. Maybe I'll be coaching people. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think about my legacy. I guess I want to keep helping people. I don't really see the point in being on the planet if you're not going to help people.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's a big part. You have to grow for yourself, but you have to contribute as well. Yeah.
exactly.
So you cannot go like the opposite and do like 100% of just helping people or 100% of helping
Right.
yourself. You have to find a middle. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I think you have to hit it right in the middle. And that's how you will feel the most fulfilled, because you do need
Yeah.
to look out for you. But that's also, I think, how like you make the world a better place. I don't know. And I think people who don't strive to do that are unhappy because I think there's like a part of humans that we want to be in communities. Like we care about other humans, even if we don't want to admit it, we do. Um,
And are there any things you wish you would have done better from the start? Any regrets or like not quitting your job sooner or anything?
I graduated college a year early, so I really don't think I could have done anything sooner. I feel like two business mistakes I made early on, but I also feel like I had to make them was I was more emotional in the beginning starting with this because you have to start somewhere. So I would, if people were mean to me, fire off sassy things back at them. Like I can be sassy if you make me. I'm not, I don't want to be, but I would get a little sassy with buyers and it got me in trouble with Fiverr a few times, which just looking back was immature, but I don't know how I could have avoided that. And the other thing was I waited way too long to raise my prices because I was afraid I'd send my current buyers packing or I'd make them mad. And I realized, that's silly because even if you double your prices and you lose half your buyers, you're still making what you were
Yeah.
making Or when you're working less. So duh, you
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
But easier said than done when you're brand new to all this. So if I could go back in time, I would definitely be like, all right, come on, crank it up here. But that's about it. I'm not really a regrets person. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think it's all supposed to be the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, 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 I get it. Yeah, I think the same way too. And
Yeah.
and what made you finally like, take the leap and raise your prices? Was it like some advice you received, or how did that work?
Um, yeah, I feel like a bunch of people in my life were saying, like, Alex, you literally don't have enough time to finish all of your orders. That's probably an indicator you should raise your prices. And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And the higher the more time I spent with Fiverr, they were starting to email me more and be like, hey, this guy's going to help you. If you need questions, email him and he'll answer them for you. And so Fiverr even started advising to me to raise my prices. So I was like, okay, that's a sign. That's fine when they have to, yeah, intervene on it. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so
yeah.
speaking of advice, what's the best advice you've ever received?
Oh my goodness. Um, I mean, there's that cliche saying my grandfather used to say it to me, but it's so true. If you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I always thought of that because out of college, the jobs I was working, I was like, I don't know if that saying's true because I freaking hate this. And once I started doing all this and stepping into what I'm supposed to be doing, I realized that saying could not be more true. So I always say to people, if you hate what you are doing, you don't have to accept that for yourself. You do not. Like I don't believe you have to do that. So I love that saying.
Yeah, definitely do what makes you happy, and this way you, even if you work, it's just making you more happy and you're not depressed. Yeah.
Exactly. And who cares about the money aspect of it? And it's always so funny because I think if you step into what you actually love to do, then you will make money at it. I feel like
Yeah.
it's just hand in hand if you are actually doing what you love to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cliche, but it's super true. Like
So
whenever
true.
you do what you love, and then it's gonna start coming for you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to? It's promo time for you. So, do you want to promote anything? Accounts, Fiverr, or maybe not? You have too much work already.
Yeah, I always send people to my TikTok now because that's where it's going on for me. My username's Alex Fasulo Biz with a Z. And I mean, on my TikTok in my bio, I have a link to my online courses. I don't know, I guess if I'm going to plug, I'll plug those.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people, I'm on Instagram. I also share some of my story there. My handle's Alexandra Fasulo. And yeah, if you want to buy writing for me, I'm on Fiverr too. I kind of charge a lot though, so no hard feelings. But if you want, top-notch copy, my Fiverr username is Fuzzwaldo, which is weird, but FAS Waldo, like where's Waldo? So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so that was a great interview with Alex, and she had a lot of interesting answers and interesting points. So, Leo, what are your key takeaways on this interview?
Well, man, I think I'm going away with the idea that if you love what you do, you won't work a day in your life. Now, that to me, is just the biggest key that someone has given me in my entire life, because I'm thinking about all these things that you think you have to do, but only because of money, right? So I don't know, if you need to pay a bill and you love what you do, but it's not getting you enough money to get that bill paid. You're gonna branch out. You're gonna look for anything, you're gonna wait tables and do things that you don't want to do to get that money. But the thing is that you just have to do what you love and spend more time doing that to actually, in the long run, get more money from it. So I think that that just made me think about how we have to all stay in one area, in our one actual field that we're in, that we work in, and that we love working in, and actually wait for it to bear its fruits and not just rush off into other things. And what about you, Matthew? What are you going away with?
I think the main interesting point for me was just I mean there were a lot of interesting points, but working out. I think it's overlooked a lot of times, especially for entrepreneurs. You work hard every single day, and you eat junk food, and you just focus on your work. But taking care of your body is it's very important, because first of all, it's good to take care of your body, but second of all, for the mental part of it, just working out is good for your brain, and it makes you happy. Just taking a 30 minutes run, every single day in the morning, or wherever you want, it's just good for you and it makes you happy. And besides that, there is also the fact that when you work out and you achieve goals in your workouts, just following a plan with exercises and reps and all that. And when you get to the end and you're like, I did this. So it's like you're checking something you did on your to-do list for the day. And if you start your day like this every time, it's just going to make it easier and you're going to be happier, I think.
Yeah, exactly. The idea of momentum building, that's it, just checking off stuff off your checklist. And the thing is that momentum is one of the only real things in this world. Physics, if you're moving one place, you'll only stop if you have something with an equal force coming towards you, right? So if you're checking off stuff, just doing it, staying in that flow, then you cannot be stopped.
Mm.
Yeah, I completely agree with you.
Yeah, and if you set, unrealistic goals that you're not going to achieve, it's going to make you unhappy and you got to feel depressed. But if you set small goals that you achieve every single day, that's something she talked about too, just setting goals for the next month based on the previous month. So you just scale up a little bit every time. And, the fact that you're checking goals all the time like this, little by little, it just, it makes it so much easier and so much, more, it's more fun that way.
Nice.
Well, thanks so much for watching the HackCess Show.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Ooh, that was nice. You think they're going to do it?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to do it.
Yeah, all right. Go get lunch?
That's what you want to do? Yeah, burger?
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Fries.
Yep. All right.
Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.